To the channel. I'm Rachel Castille if it's your first time here. But today I'm going to talk about living in the light, telling the truth, and being bold enough to do so. And that in order to do the work of God, there is a confronting element to it. We confront darkness with light and with truth. And something God is teaching me about accountability and helping people grow, you have to not cover darkness. That can sound like, oh, that's not mercy, or that's not love, or it's not forgiveness. It's like, I'm having to learn that those two things are not the same. They're just unrelated, really. That in order for darkness to be dealt with, it needs to come into the light, and truth needs to be spoken. We discern to see what is actually going on, what is actually the root of something, and then we have to live in accordance to the discernment we're given or what we can see. And so I just feel this call within myself, like, to be a bold representation of light and truth in every situation, because that's what love really is. Love without truth is not love. And the first step to loving and healing and restoring is truth. We have to see clearly. We have to have wisdom. We have to open our eyes and not cover up our ability to see or to hide that we see. Something I'm learning. Things can be emotionally difficult to go through when you can really see, when you can really discern what people don't want you to see or think you don't see, those sorts of things. And I kind of coped with seeing through just staying positive and trying to act blind. And I realized that behavior pattern is not at all congruent with who I am or what I should be doing with my life. I just got a ride that came in. But I've got to be true to who God made me, and part of that has to do with what I see. And being a presence that sees is a whole adjustment in my coping strategies in life. So part of seeing, there comes responsibility to do something with what is revealed. And to be the light in a situation doesn't always feel good, but so just an encouragement to you guys. Just keep your eyes open, don't act blind, and seek God on what He'd have you to do with what you're seeing, and walk that out, because so much of our identity, our purpose, our calling has to do with change. It has to do with healing. It has to do with restoration. And how that comes about, you have to be set apart. You have to stand out. You have to be true to who you're created to be. And this is what I'm seeing and understanding about my own life right now. Just areas in my heart that I'm repenting. Truly, I'm seeing God showing me that what I'm doing currently it needs to fall off. It can't go with me where I'm going. And we can't blend in and call that love. That's not love. That's hiding. That's fear of man masquerading as love and kindness. And God's teaching me how to live from my heart, and doing so can be an uncomfortable process for me, for other people. And I realize, like, that's a lot of the calling, is to stay piercing light, to stay a voice of truth in every situation, who speaks what is. And that's an adjustment, but it's an adjustment that I need to walk in every moment. So this is just something I'm hearing and feeling in my own heart, in my own life right now. And yeah, on the accountability part, a bit more on that. Like, when people do things wrong against you, yes, forgive, but something I recently heard is that, it's a quote by Denzel Washington actually, but it's like, essentially, watch what you tolerate, because you're teaching people how to treat you, or what's okay. So that it's okay to not apologize to you whenever they do you wrong, to just walk back up like nothing happened. That's something I've struggled with, in terms of like, oh, am I not being loving? Am I holding that over their head? Have I not forgiven? It's like, no, it's forgiveness. But this is about accountability. People don't grow when you let them off the hook, when you don't be a voice of truth in whatever, in some way that they're treating you. So this is important, because love produces change. And if I'm real love for people, I won't let them just operate in something without them being able to at least see what they're doing. So that's what I'm feeling called up to always be light, to always be truth, that is true love. And yeah, so something that's happening in my life right now, I'm getting reconnected with different seasons of my life right now, just people that I love, that you know how life is, you end up in different places and don't talk to people for a while, but I just see like all these areas of my life coming back together, and then God's showing me my purpose in the midst of it all. It's twofold: to receive light and truth in my own life from people, but to also be light and truth in others. And that's what true love is allowing iron to sharpen iron, to allow love to flow back and forth, and that can look like truth and light. It's being able to receive from other people, and to be able to give what people really need, and not what makes them feel good, you know. And that's true family in the kingdom. That's what it looks like. That's how we redeem people back to the family of God, is through releasing kingdom insight and light into each other. As we are each carriers of the presence of God, we're able to stir that up in another person, call them into who they really are. And that's a confrontive sort of moment. Like somebody can call out something in some pattern that I'm doing, and it makes me think, you know, and I'm like, okay, I needed to see that. Yeah, what is going on with me in that area, you know, that sort of thing. And you can't predict that stuff. That's the beauty of living open with lots of different people who are gifted differently, you know. And for me to stay continually open to all the people that God has connected me to, apart from what they've done or how they've treated me. But it's like within that being connected, to stay truth and light, to stay honest, and to bring to the light whatever needs to be expressed or communicated. So it's like this mix of things, because I can discern within my soul. It's like when there's something I've felt I've needed to say, I would just not say it and just be, oh, I'm just being love, I'm being kind, I'm being or I distance myself. And I realize neither one of them is actually the right thing. That if I'm walking in real love, then I shouldn't have an issue to be around someone, no matter who it is. Now, to the degree in which I spend time with them has to do with the flow of the spirit for my life, of where I'm supposed to be. But at any point that someone's in my presence, that I'm able to be open to give them what they need. What is love to that person? What is truth to that person? What is light to that person? And that totally varies depending on the hearts of each individual, what that looks like. Some of us need correction. Some of us need a hug, that variation of every different heart, So, this is something I'm leaning into more, being convicted of myself, of places where I've cut off love, where I've allowed someone else's behavior to change mine, but still in that place, being true to the assignment, like if God calls you to go to Nineveh to do a work that is a corrective work, that's the one I gotta do. I can't just be like, I'm over here with so-and-so. It's like, yeah, but did you deliver the message you were sent to give? No, that would cause this, and this might happen, and all that. Like, that's that stuff that's not okay. So not going to Nineveh is not okay, and then going to Nineveh and not delivering the proper message too. It's that whole thing. Staying true to your assignment, your identity, your perception, what God has showed you. Don't act blind. I'm talking to myself, and I pray that this encourages you guys as well. Let's keep growing. Let's keep growing in who we are and in our assignments and what God has put us here to do. We keep just maturing. So, guys, I hope this has been a blessing to you. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. I'll see y'all in the next one.